Hi, good morning. So, another video. I don't know, I think I am at this point. So yeah, today I just want to talk about some of my top tips. You'll see I've got loads of little bits and pieces that I'll share with you, obviously, as I discuss, some of my tips that have helped me, obviously, along the way. Again, I've got my laptop purely because I've got it wrote down, so it's just easier for me to reference. So, my top tips. Obviously, I didn't have these when I started. These are what I've picked up over the last couple of years. But for me, yeah, they're a game changer, actually. So, let's start with it. Let's start with steps. I know it can be a bit of a controversial topic in terms of, do you count your calories that you've earned from exercise steps? I mean, that's a whole nother video in itself. But I personally aim for, my step count's ridiculous, as you guys see, but as long as I'm over 10k, then I'm happy. Some days that's 15, some days it's 20. If it's a crazy day, it's 25k, but generally between 10 and 15 is where I like to try and land if I can help it, because otherwise my body just feels it. Like, I ache so bad if I do a crazy amount of steps, like I feel it, and then it also impacts my weigh-ins, which again, that is all a mindset and a mentality thing, that comes as you progress further into like your weight loss, because yeah, that can mess with your mind completely if at the beginning of your journey. So yeah, I try and aim for 10k steps a day. I didn't actually buy a fitness watch so I started in the February. I didn't buy it until like the March, April. Because of the job that I do, I'm a baker, so I'm on my feet all the time anyway. So my step count's always been high, even though I've never tracked it. So I thought, right, let me just invest in a watch. I went with the Apple Watch purely because I have an iPhone and it just all links up and it's easy, and I like it. I generally just use it for steps, the odd call if a call comes through and I can't find my phone. Other than that, I don't use any of the other features on it. It doesn't have to be an iWatch, it can be a Fitbit, whatever other step counter there is. There's so many. But yeah, what I do try and say is, obviously, if your step count is quite low, but like I said, I will do another video just on this. Just try and aim for 10% more than what you're already doing. Whether you're doing 5k steps a day, 3k steps, just try and do a bit more than what you're already doing. Doesn't have to be a massive increase, just slow and steady, and then you will naturally want to do more as you progress anyway. So yeah, step counter, some kind of pedometer, something, just so you got an idea. Not that I believe that they're accurate, because I don't think they're accurate at all, but I think at least it gives you an idea in your mind of where you're at, and it's something to go with. 100 calorie snacks. You guys see I completely love all these little snacks. For me, they're just a bit of a lifesaver, because obviously I bulk up my meals with a lot of fruit, veg, salads, but I'm not gonna lie, I am a sucker for your little snacks, which obviously you do see that I share them. These are just amazing, by the way. So yeah, like Quavers, Pom Bears, Cheetos, any snacks, crisps under like 100 calories. Fridge Raiders, again, you'll see I have these. If you're obviously, on the group, you'll see I have these daily on my nighttime. These are the yogurts that I have from Aldi. The coconut ones are amazing. So I just bulk that out with loads of fruit. These are like 64 calories each, but you actually get quite a lot. 64 calories each, just has a load of fruit. Love it. And then again, these little Malteser bunny. Yes, I know they're tiny. I get that, they're tiny, but what do you want? 58 calories. And I think they're like 65. But for me, it just takes that sweet edge off. Whereas before, at the beginning, I would eat like a full chocolate bar, and I'll probably still want more. But actually, for me now, with a cup of tea, they just take that edge off. Again, Baby Bell Lights are great as well. Low calorie, good for protein. Same with those, good for proteins. Obviously, they might not be up everybody's street, and that's fine, but I enjoy them, I like them. And the low calories, and they make me feel like I'm having a little treat and like I'm not missing out, because I'm able to still add it into my day. And again, I bulk out, so volume eating, I bulk out a lot of my meals, as you see, with loads of veg. I didn't do this initially to start with, because I've always liked veg, but I was never a massive veg fan. That came probably about a year or so in, where I thought, do you know what? I can actually get a massive plate full of food for like really low calories. Became a bit of a challenge with myself of, right, how many calories can I make this meal, which is massive, by the way. Yeah, and I feel like I can create a really substantial meal with a lot of veg, proteins. You guys will see anyway that I don't tend to eat a lot of potatoes, things like that, because I don't really enjoy it. It's like I always say, just try and focus on what you enjoy, and work it around that. And again, it will naturally come. I know you probably feel like, oh, it won't come, but trust it, in time. And once you start doing it and being consistent with it, you will naturally start to lean towards wanting to add more veg, add more salad. It is a kind of trust the process, and you will naturally start to gravitate towards that. I was getting weighed on a Sunday. For me, the mindset of getting weighed on a Sunday was, I could basically have a little treat. So if you're in the group from like the beginning, you would if you would go back, God, I'm talking go right back to the beginning. I used to have like a flexi day. I do it still, but my approach has changed a little bit this last 6 months. But going back 2 years ago, I would get weighed on a Sunday. I'll literally weighed once a week. Yeah, I mean, again, and this will be another video to talk about, because again, this is a full other topic about weekly, daily weigh-in fluctuations. Yeah, I mean, I'll be here all day if I keep talking about this, but I used to weigh on a Sunday. Yeah, and then I'd enjoy the rest of the day. I wouldn't necessarily go crazy and pig out, but I would maybe have that bit of chocolate or a bit of cake, and I would still always try and track it. I mean, it's hard because not everything that you eat, if you go to a restaurant where there's no calories. What I always say is try and find something that's very similar. So, just search for if it was cake or, I don't know, wine, whatever it is that you had. Just log it, still be mindful and log it. Even if the calories are over, still log it. So for me, that keeps me focused. Yes, I've gone over. Did I feel bad? No, absolutely not, because I might have had a great week. I might have lost 2, 3, 4 pounds. In the early days, I was, having really good losses. Yeah, and it was always a case of, right, I got weighed on a Sunday, Monday, it's a fresh start. I mean, if you're from the toxic diet culture, Monday, oh, let's start on a Monday. I mean, no, start whenever you're ready, whenever in your mind you feel ready, it's a start. But for me, when I started out, I was, right, Sunday weigh-in, and it worked for me. But also, another top tip of mine is posting my meals in the group. And like I touched on the first video, like my journey video, yeah, me and Rachel set it up, and obviously she went AWOL, so I was just posting my meals in the group, like nobody was even there. But I just kept with it because I felt like it kept me accountable. I mean, don't get me wrong, my meals, I just chucked it on a plate pretty much. But I wasn't bothered because I was so focused on this end goal that that meal I was looking at it as fuel. Obviously I wanted to enjoy what I was eating, but it was just fuel. So I wasn't really that bothered what it looked like. Obviously I'm a bit more mindful now, but yeah, definitely. Oh God, let me scroll back up. Definitely, I mean, I know a lot of people, it's a bit out of their comfort zone to start posting. I love that you guys do post and interact. Or if you feel like you're stuck, and your weight's not moving, message one of us, post in the group. That's what we're there for. We're trying to help. Yeah. And you'll find that I eat a lot of the same stuff. I'm quite repetitive. I love what I like. Like, I love crumpets. You guys know that. Pancakes. Like, I eat it because I enjoy it. It fills me up. Yeah. And I just think, God, I couldn't be doing with eating something that I didn't actually like every day. Yeah, you guys might find it boring or, not healthy. But for me, I have to want to eat it and enjoy it. And that's obviously worked, and it's helped me get where I am. Now, I'm not saying go eat, a load of chocolate every day for your breakfast. Obviously, have chocolate. Just be mindful that you're balancing it out with fruit, veg, It's all about being mindful. And also, in the early days, microwave meals were a lifesaver for me. I used to get the M&S Count on Us ones because I think they do a great selection, and I know a lot of microwave meals are not great, so I sort of tended, yes, they're a bit more expensive, but in the grand scheme of things, if you look at it in terms of like your shopping bill, for me it probably worked out a bit cheaper actually. Sorry, let's drink that coffee before it goes cold because I don't like it otherwise. Yeah, so I used to live on the M&S Count on Us meals, which I absolutely loved. Lifesaver, I used to bulk them out with loads of veg. The calories are on the packet as well. Yeah, so that is a big top tip. If you are starting out, then I would definitely recommend looking at those. If you're struggling to think of sort of like meal ideas, where to even start. Yeah, some of them are actually really tasty, so I definitely wouldn't count it out. Also, top tip, I still use these every day. Kitchen scales, electronic kitchen scales. These are fairly newish buy actually. But I had some that I was using for years. Because I actually use these for work, for cakes as well. But these was, I think, £11 from Sainsbury's. Amazing, lifesaver. And what I will say is, if you're not using scales to weigh, measure your sauces, your foods, your meat, anything, then you're not. How do you know that you're actually in a calorie deficit and what you're eating is that amount for that set calories? You know what I mean? So definitely invest in some. You could probably get some a bit cheaper, to be honest, if you was go to Home Bargains. I have seen some for like £5. I can't vouch if they're any good, but you know they're decent. Yeah, so definitely invest in some kitchen scales. Also, fluid drinking. So that was quite a big one for me when I first started, because I was not drinking enough at all. And then trying to, obviously, because, you know, we all know that we need to be drinking fluid, yada, yada, yada. It gets rammed down our throat. So I bought this bottle. God, I've had it for, this is like the second one of the same one I've had. And I try and have 2 of these a day, sometimes 3, like in the height of summer when it's hot and obviously we're drinking more. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm slacking a bit myself just lately. But I try and aim for 2 of these a day. That's also alongside like my tea, coffee, my cans of Coke Zero and stuff as well. So I am getting enough fluid, but I do need to keep my eye on that because, yeah, I'm not doing great. I'll admit that. Also the gym. So I didn't start going to the gym until, God, when was it? I would say a good 4 or 5 months after I'd started, so February, I don't know, the June, July maybe. And I literally just used to do the treadmill, cardio. That was it. I was very like focused. I never had any like advice from anybody really of what to do. It was a case of, right, I'm just going to go for the treadmill. Yeah, and I only started off doing like 20 minutes, I think. And that was enough. You know, I felt like it was doing what it should be doing. My losses were still going great. So that amongst like my steps every day, yeah, I was like cooking with gas. I was doing really well. Great losses, consistent every single week. Calories is on track. So I did the treadmill for 70. I then worked up and I got to a point that I was doing it for 70 minutes on a high incline, high speed for like the full 70. I was killing myself, but I felt amazing. Like my body shape was changing massively, like for the better. And I just felt, you know, incredible. It had gone from being that, God, I don't want to go to the gym, but I feel like I need to because I feel like it's going to help lose the weight. When actually I was looking at it all wrong, really, and I can only see that now. But that's a process again that you have to go through to come out the other end to realise actually it's more. Yes, it's about obviously your body, but it's not necessarily about the losing weight. It's about your overall fitness, what it does for your mind. You know, having that bit of time for yourself. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all have that initial, oh my God, I don't want to walk in the gym. There's going to be loads of people there. They're going to stare at me. They're going to think that I'm fat, I'm this. And yeah, of course, you know, I thought all of that. That's why I was quite mindful in where I picked where I went to the gym. But I think for me, a huge favour really, like a plus, is that I can be quite picky in the times that I go. So I can go like after I've dropped the kids at school when it's really quiet. Literally, sometimes there's nobody in there or a couple of, you know, elder people, which is fine. Yeah, so I'm quite lucky that I've got, you know, a great gym on the doorstep which has the sauna, the steam, the swim and stuff, and I love it. You know, I've been going, God, coming up 3 years actually, and now I wouldn't be without it. I mean, I've been today, first time in a couple of weeks. I maybe shouldn't have pushed it because I'm still not feeling good, but I feel better for going. God, yeah, I do miss it when I'm not there because for me, it's that time for me to switch off. Now, I'm not saying go spend a haul of cash on a gym membership because obviously, you know, I get it, times are tight, you know, cash is very rare at the minute. Life is expensive. So, you know, as long as there's so many great workouts you can do at home. Get Fit with Rick YouTube. I've done quite a lot of his in the past when I started out to get my steps up and stuff. So again, that's probably another topic that I'll discuss separately. But there's so many workouts you can do at home. Even just opening your front door and just going for a walk. Like you guys see, I love it. If I can't make the gym, I'm quite mindful that I'll go to get the kids early, I'll pack up at the kids' school, and I'll go try and get a couple of miles in to put my headphones in and just, yeah, go for it. So it doesn't have to cost you anything. But for me, I think it was more a case of like, right, that's the next step that everybody seems to do is you're losing weight, you must join a gym. That was my mentality at the start, whereas it's only really now that I think, well, no, you don't need to. There's so many other options, but I actually really love the gym. And also, this is my biggest top tip, you know, is just being consistent. And I know you probably hear me say this all the time and you think, oh yeah, but it's all right for you to say it because you know, I'm at the other side of it. Yeah, that probably is true, but I've had to literally slog through the last 2 years and be consistent. And if that is something I can give to you guys for free, then, you know, take it. And honestly, really try and take it on board that it's not about being perfect, because you guys know, like, I'm not perfect. I'm over, you know, some days I'm over, some days I'm under. It's about being honest and real and accountable and holding yourself accountable. And just like I say, if you go out for a meal and you go over your calories, don't just think, oh, do you know what, sod it, I'm going to write the day off, I'm going to write the week off. And no, just track your calories, bring yourself back to that end goal of why you're here, why you want to do it in the first place, and just keep logging, keep chipping away every day. So eating the same foods, doing your meal plans, you know, buying what foods you know you're going to enjoy, just having less of it, inputting it into whatever weight loss tracker that you're using, and just keep doing that. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it's repetitive. Yes, I'll keep harping on about drinking your fluids, but honestly, it really is that simple. A case of track your calories, drink your fluids, do your activity, and trust the process, because it will, trust me, it will. If you're 100% with it, you know, 9 times out of 10, and you're consistent and showing up when you don't feel like showing up, you will, honestly, you will really achieve what it is that you're trying to, whether you want to lose 1 stone, 5 stone, 10 stone, whatever. Yeah, just be very mindful, and set yourself up, you know, buy the scales, make sure you've got a water bottle. You don't have to go buy one, just check your cupboards. I'm sure you've got loads like we have in this house, like loads of Tupperware and loads of stuff. Get your favourite snacks. Don't feel like you can't eat them, because you can literally eat, you know, whatever you want. I'm not saying, yes, go eat a takeaway every day if you want. But yeah, you could go do that. As long as you're in your calories, that's fine. Would you feel great for it? No, absolutely not. You'd feel like crap for it. So it's about being mindful, having your treats here and there, you know, but also eating a lot of nutrient dense, your veg, your fruits, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, for me, they are my top tips. Again, any questions? I mean, there may be more top tips that I'll keep adding as I'm going through this this journey still by myself. So yeah, any questions, just fire away in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you.